It's the Minecraft Coding and Programming, Section 7 walkthrough. Section 6 left us on Fault Line Island. We use the Teachers menu. We can transport ourselves to the mazes. And then you use the Teachers menu again with the Player Management tab to transport all the students to your location. We'll quickly jump into creative mode. Take a look around the mazes area. As you can see, on this side of the field are the simple mazes. There's the color mazes and the brick mazes. And there's two of each. One of each with a path straight through, and the other of each with a little bit more complicated maze. And on the far end of the field, there are two brick mazes and two color mazes, a less complicated one and a more complicated one. So the students will start on the easier side, and we'll move forward a little bit and leave creative mode. Come back down. And there's a chest in each area. All the turtles are already set up and ready to go, but in the chest, we will find some supplies. In the chest, there's discs, there's remotes, there's turtles, and there is wool and blocks of diamond. So it will need some supplies. To program the turtles. We don't need the yellow wool. We need some red wool though. All right, we will start with the color mazes, and we'll start with the simpler color maze. And we'll insert a program disk. We'll name it color maze, or maybe we'll just name it color maze. And for this program, the turtle is going to need some items to compare with the floor of the maze. That's really, because there's no walls, the turtle is going to need to compare the blocks in its inventory to the blocks on the floor and then decide which direction to move in. And if you take a look at this maze, you'll notice every time there's a yellow block, the turtle is going to need to make a left turn, and every time there's a red block, the turtle is going to need to make a right turn. And then the turtle will know that it's at the end of the maze when it reaches the diamond block. So we'll design our program based around those criteria. We'll tie the remote to the turtle too. I don't think we've done that yet. All right, so we'll go ahead and write our program. We have a diamond block, block of yellow wool, block of red wool. And we're going to have to use a few new commands this time around. We're going to have to tell the turtle which slot to check as it's running the program. So we'll start off by telling it to check slot 1. We'll tell it, wow, slot 1 is not we'll have to use compare down. So while slot 1, that's a diamond block, while slot 1 is not the same as the block that's below the turtle, we'll tell it to do. And this is going to be our loop that's going to repeat until it finds the diamond block. We'll have to tell it to check the next slot, which is slot 2. Check slot 2, or move to slot 2. And we'll say if compare down so if slot 2 is the same as the block that's underneath the turtle, then the turtle will have to turn left. No, we need a do in there, don't we? And that will be that entire loop. And we'll scroll down a little bit and we'll write a similar statement for the red wool block. We'll need to start with slot 3. We'll have to write an if statement, if do, if compare down, I guess we need a then, not a do. It's an if then statement, not an if do statement. If compare down, then we want it to make a right hand turn. We need to end that loop. And once it's figured out which direction it's going, then we can tell it to actually move forward. And one last thing we need to do before we end this loop is we're going to have to tell it to go back to checking slot 1. The last slot that we told it to check was slot 3. For that first loop, it needs to check slot 1. And we need an end. So we'll go ahead and we'll run this program and see if it works. Yellow, turn left. Red, turn right. Red, turn right. Yellow, yellow. All right, seems like the program works. We will rewind the program to bring the turtle back to the start for the next person that wants to try it out. Now, let's remove our disk from the turtle, and we will try it with the more complicated maze, which of course it will work for this particular program. And we'll tie the turtle remote to this. And we'll run the maze. Oh, it didn't do it. And why didn't it do it? We've been obstructed. We didn't put anything in the slots. So we will have to diamond, yellow wool, red wool. And we will try to run the program again and see what happens. Just hope we're not in the turtle's way right here. No, looks like we're okay. Okay, we'll run the program, rewind the program, and we are off to attempt the brick mazes. All right, we'll start by tying the remote to the turtle. Then we'll open the interface. We will start with a fresh disk. Name this one Brick Maze. And a quick look at this maze will show us that there's a diamond at the end of this one as well. So we will need to include that in our program. Need to have the turtle look for that diamond. So we'll start this one off the same way we did with the last one, with a while loop and comparing the while loop to the diamond block, the block while not. compare down to, and we'll use an if then again. And we'll say if we detect the wall forward, if we, no, not place, if we detect forward, then we're going to need to turn. We'll try and turn left. And if when we turn left, there's another brick in front of us or another wall in front of us, then we need to turn 180 degrees in the other direction. That's not the right one. There we go. Let's try and put this a little better organized. There we go. We need ends to our loops. To end each loop. I guess we need an else as well. Because if there's nothing in front of us, we should move forward. And let's run this program and see if we got it right. And yes, it managed to solve the maze. We will rewind the program to get the turtle back to the start, and we will take our disk with us, our brick maze disk, and we will try it on the more complicated maze and see if it works out for us. So we'll start by tying the remote to this turtle, get ourselves in a better position to watch the turtle's progress over here. We will insert the brick maze disk and run the program. What happened? For some reason, it didn't stop on the diamond. Oh, we didn't ever put the diamond in there, in its inventory. Top, rewind. We just need to put a block of diamond in there. And it stopped as it was supposed to. So now we're ready to go to the advanced mazes. We will take the programs that we've written over to the other side of the field to the more advanced mazes. The programs we wrote for the color maze will solve both of the color mazes on the other side of the field. But the program that we wrote for the brick maze will only solve the simpler of the two brick mazes. Check the solutions addendum for solutions to the more complex of the two brick mazes. Be sure to save your work on the server before shutting it down.